because guys will like to sleep around with you, but that does not mean that they will ever love you enough to propose to you, to give you marriage, to give you a family. That's where they get confused, and that's why women has to be super promiscuous because they think that, like I said, you said the attention, right? We have our intent, but they think the attention is going to bring us closer together with them.
There's a big difference between attention with an A and then intention with an I.
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
And I think that, no, I don't want to say I think, I know this to be the fact because a lot of women mistake attention for intention, and they really have that mistake, right? Like the one young lady, she was saying that she knows that her friend is very attractive, right? So she's gonna attract a lot of guys, and I'm sure a lot of guys are gonna want to get with her and stuff like that, right? But the thing is, no guy is going to want to take her seriously. And then what ends up happening is that she ends up racking up so much body count that when she does want to get serious, it may be too late, because like she's doing this in her her early 20s and things like that, right? So she may not realize until she's about 35-ish or something like that, and she's trying to get the guy. But now you have the guy that's going to go back and try to get with the 21, 22, 23, 24-year-old. So it's like, you've wasted all your time doing that. And because I know, and it's not fair in that aspect, because the more like woman guys get, the more attractive he is. But the more guys that women get, the less attractive she is. This is what I like to call the seesaw effect, right? Because like, if this is a guy, right? And let's say this guy on the left, he ended up, he didn't do the podcast, right? He didn't do the podcast. He didn't know all these women, right? But he ended up getting with every single woman, that's sitting there. Take the podcast out of it. I'm just saying, he ends up hooking up with all of these girls, right? So a girl knows that he's able to get all these different women, right? So they're gonna be like, wow. Now let's take this same scenario and let's say that that's a woman sitting there and there's a bunch of guys around, right? And they're not at the table, but let's just say this woman hooked up with all of these different guys. She's not going to be looked at the same. And some women may say, oh, that's disgusting or whatever the case is. They say that to save face, but behind closed doors, they really attracted to that dude. Now, a guy, if he sees a woman catching all these bodies or whatever, he's gonna talk to her and be like, hey, we should hang out and blah blah blah. But the thing is, like, he's just trying to get his turn.
It's and the hypocrisy does come to play.
Yes, because, absolutely. I agree.
There's expectations. Like, I'm not gonna say what I think. I think in the psyche of a man, because we know how easy it could be for a woman to get multiple dudes. But then we also understand too that our value systems are different. We value virtuous women. Women, they value men who can actually take charge, dominate, and control and lead. Not saying treat them like a puppet or a slave, but they love men that's assertive. So if you encounter, I always try to think what will women think, okay? Even though some of them will probably will lie and say that I don't want a man that has multiple women in his roster or who could get multiple women. They say that at the moment because no one wants to feel like they're second place, third, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Every woman wants to feel like they're number one.
Right.
Why do you think that in every given line, okay, a woman's always going to say, well, I'm different from all the other women. I'm the best woman that you ever met. No other woman can compete to me. You always hear those type of lines. But more commonly, I am different from every other woman.
Right.
What they're trying to say in womanese is that, you know, they desire to be number one in this space because it could be territorial. Now, if a woman's looking at a man, and let's say if you challenge with this question, like, okay, you don't want a man who could get a bunch of women easily.
Right.
So why will you not date a virgin? There's plenty of virgins out there. That's the con of a man. Because men we don't really get those opportunities like this, like a woman can. A woman could break up, already have some dude line up in her roster, and then she'll move on with her life.
Oh, of course. You know, I mean, monkey branching is the norm. Typically, I mean, listen, right? Before we continue, I'll just say this really quick. Typically, like, when a woman officially breaks up with you, she's already broken up with you in her mind already. So, like, she already has the next dude up, like she already has the next dude like ready. You know, she already has that next dude ready. All right, let's continue this.
Most guys who I would say who have options, because there are some simps out there that have no options, so they'll take what they can get. But like if a guy can pick between a girl who's like more innocent and isn't promiscuous, they're gonna go for the non-promiscuous girl. I would much rather.
In your case,
in my case, give me. I know some of you don't like the rating system, but give me a girl who's a 6, who's not promiscuous, over a girl who's a 10, who's slept with 100 guys. That's the point I was kind of trying to arrive at. Is a girl who's like insanely good looking, a 10. If I know for a fact that she's promiscuous, I lose attraction.
Yeah,
I'm not into it.
Promiscuity is not it for you.
I'm not in.
Yeah. So I'll go first on this one. I completely agree with that. I'm all for like going down on looks for better cooperation. I mean, there's like I come from doing events and parties and stuff like that. Like I've seen so many women that's like, you know, 8, 9s, and 10s, and they are gorgeous, all races, all ethnic, all that stuff, right? And I'm not gonna say all, but usually those type of women, typically those are like super monkey branches. Like 1 week you'll see them hanging out with this guy, you know, for about a month or whatever. Then they with the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, the next guy, and it's like, hey, such and such, you know, oh, I thought you was talking to such and such. Oh no, I stopped messing with him a few months ago, whatever, you know, this is my new guy, such and such. I'm telling you, I've seen it all the time. And not just like with me throwing events and stuff like that, but just me being able to network with different people. Like I see it a lot, like especially the more attractive woman, like the more attractive she is, like I'm telling you, like the more you gotta really, really have your antennas up.
Even for, I would also say, even for a one-night stand, most men would much rather, even for a one-night stand, would much rather get with like, this is a girl who's got like a low body count versus a girl who has a high body count, even for a one-night stand.
And that's just like guys tell me the opposite.
What do they tell you?
They
That's
say
their preference.
Yeah, I mean,
That's like such a preference thing because I know so many guys who do want girls with higher body counts for
No,
experience.
come on.
for experience.
I've
Yeah,
had guys
No,
tell me
no,
being
no.
like, I don't want no virgins around here. Like, give me a girl who like knows
For
what she's doing.
sure.
I've had so many guys
Yeah.
say that.
Okay. All right. So these guys, I know why they're saying that. You know why they're saying that they don't want any virgin? Because they want the access. A virgin is not going to be able to really give them the access. So they want to dust it off and walk away. That's all. You want to get that walk off home run. You know that Facebook. You know what I mean? Walk off home run right there.
Exactly. It's a lot more easier than a woman, right? That will say, well, I'm a virgin because they're going to give you this same old dopey line, right? Mm-hmm. I am saving myself for the man I shall marry. Okay. And no one doesn't want to go through the whole marriage arrangement just to try to get a piece of ass. I'm just saying. So, of course, and here's the thing. And of course, those guys that's telling these women this, they have experience with other women.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, men don't care about a woman's sexual experience. It's attractive when a woman has less sexual experience.
Really? So you want a girl who's bad in bed?
No. That's not the same thing.
yeah.
And also, as a man, if you know how to lead, which, by the way, most women are attracted to guys who are dominant in the bedroom and know how to lead and know what they're doing. If you know what you're doing in the bedroom, you can take a girl who's a virgin and have fantastic sex with her. You can have great sex with her. Being inexperienced doesn't mean you're going to be bad in bed. Most women want guys who come pre-assembled. Women want men who just get it. Whereas men—
Wow.